Hello, got another video today. We're talking about justice recently, a lot in the news about, what's right or wrong, right? Now, we live in a country here in America where you're forced to pay taxes, but as soon as you're on your own, they say that the government cannot help you, especially if you're a felon. They won't even offer you housing, but then they say they don't want to see people be homeless or starving in another country, but they'll put your ass out on the street here in America and say it's because you couldn't work, but then they'll label you, give you restrictions to find jobs, even take your license away for, like mine. It's been gone 15 years. But then they want to, destabilize the economy, kick you out of your own homes that, you're paid for, saddle you with the same debt, but you can't live in the home, but you're supposed to still pay that debt back, but then they're going to force you on the streets. And then they send the cops to come and force you out of your home, but we have a justice system, but we got 10 million more people living here in America for free, and they're not forcing them out. So if anyone's going through something like that, an eviction or forced removal from the property, especially if it's under your name, your debt, I would refuse. This extortion racketeering ring they've got going with mortgages is time to end. They can't keep on reselling homes for 50, 60, 80 years, they just can't. Then they use, you hear those sirens, they use their little bullies to go around, it's all good for when they're not getting their homes ripped out. But when the inevitable comes, if they don't, stop, and then the police force will run out of money, and then they would be forced out of their homes by the new police, which would be way worse than what we have now. So how they're able to continuously think that they're just going to rip homes out from underneath American families while they have millions of illegals sitting here and they're not ripping them out of their apartments or anything like that. And then all the jobs are gone because they shipped them overseas. I mean, these people are just insane. They think that this cycle is just they still think that they have another generation that's going to pick up and be able to take off in this. There's not. This is the end of that racketeering. That's it. You have to build new. The population grew well above and beyond what you have to give for buildings that are actually livable. The amount of buildings that are abandoned and run down in my area in Illinois, and I'm paying over fucking $7,000 a year in just property taxes, man. Just in that. Insurance alone, because you have no idea the amount of extra surcharge that you have here in Illinois to have a mortgage. It's theft, it's racketeering, and it's extortion at its finest. So then to have people come and strong arm you out of your property, dude, that is not justice. That is tyranny. That's very tyrannical. So unless the government's offering me a free home for, four kids and 2 adults, I'm down with that. I'll live for free too. But hey, doesn't seem to be like that for Americans. So I don't know where they're thinking they're going with this. You're going to put out a whole bunch of middle-aged men that are actually smart and can coordinate out into the streets. It's like they constantly create their own problems here in America. And it seems like it's finally catching up because all the foreign companies that are here in America are trying to squeeze more out of the Americans they can before they finally collapse. And then people are still doing it. People are still helping these people, thinking there won't be bad blood between everybody. I guarantee you bad blood's boiled over. In my opinion. We got wars popping off. We got a lot of stuff popping off. That is because of societies. People are not living well. Now, people may be way worse off overseas. Of course they are. They haven't been winning wars or rebuilding infrastructure. Most of that religion refuses to work. So that's not in my case. Hell, I've got my rights taken away. I got no license. I can't even get a damn job here because, there ain't no benefits of being a white man. I don't know who the fuck told you that, but there ain't. But, it's just, it's funny. It's a good one. I can't wait to go to my bankruptcy court because I know mine's gonna be funny as hell. But that's all I got for you guys today. Let's keep watching these justices and all of this fair and even humanity talk, because, you know, America has so much of that. We only have homeless and the most incarcerated people in the fucking world. But hey, empathy.